we're
Now
on.
we got to think about where we left off in the last
Well,
conversation.
we were talking about the predestined, and we were talking about
No, we hadn't
responsibility
got
and
there yet.
judgment.
We got there being the cosmic police.
Oh, cosmic police. That was it. Because
The
I feel
cosmic
like
police.
right.
Now, does the cosmic police, the one that says, "Oh, I got to stop this child from jumping off this enclosure so they won't get caught up into," I'm stuttering because I have a car behind me that wanted to run me
Okay,
off the road.
I'll try to finish. Is the cosmic police here to let's save that child because he might do something great in the future, predestined, or he could hurt himself, and so a cosmic police would be a person that would be the one that grab the child or go into the gorilla pen and go get him out.
Right, you said to yourself that you feel that you identify being the cosmic police.
Yes.
And yet you also you've said to myself and others, I'm sure, that you're a witness, that you witness it. You told me that you have a head that swivels, that watches over children because you're a teacher.
Yes.
So now has the cosmos,
when do I interfere?
Correct. Because whatever you do has a consequence.
Yeah.
If the people that stood at the gorilla cage, all of them, as you pointed out today, and I have to tell
I feel
our
they're all
listeners,
responsible as well.
Everyone there has because they were a witness to it, they have some sort of connection to this outcome, no matter what the outcome is. The universe, in its consciousness, doesn't care what the outcome is. This is all about the individuals that have been brought together to witness this.
Interesting.
This is the ones that are observing it are the ones that are involved. We, as society, that are looking in after the fact, we can be the judge. If you want to say judges, we can be the judges, or we can be the witnesses, or we can draw some sort of conclusions on how yet we want to change our life. And let's play the big thing of the cosmic judge. Let's say that somebody in the crowd stopped the little boy from falling into the gorilla cage, and the world never knew of this gorilla, and the world never knew anything else about the Cincinnati Zoo because it's just there. But that's not what happened. That might have happened. This gorilla cage has been put together, or this gorilla exhibit's been put together there for 33 years, and nothing like this has happened again, has ever happened like this until now. So was it predestined that after the 33 years, some sort of, quote unquote, in air, disaster had to happen to bring some sort of microscope to parenting skills, to gorilla inhabitations, to this one particular gorilla that was 17 years old? Was that predestined? And is it free will that we allowed the witnesses of this event allowed this little boy to fall into the water, into the gorilla cage? This is that cosmic handshake between predestiny and free will. In that place, in the event, is where the mystery of life, the great big why, shows up.
That's a good point made. I don't even know how you can rebuttal that one.
Because there's no answer. There's no answer. If you said that the gorilla was sacrificed for some sort of higher moral
for the mother to
understand
that she had to take better care of her child, so that the gorilla was sacrificed in the cosmic, going things of this, it would be that the gorilla had to be sacrificed so the mother could take better care of her kid. Another sacrifice.
And then the other thing is, what does this experience, would a 4-year-old remember that they had a one-on-one kind of experience with this gorilla. Is this child's remembrance going to be
a horrifying
skewed?
one or a rememberable one? Yeah.
Right. Well, is it going to be skewed by what society has said, and where this person can go and look back later and see all the news clippings and see how famous they were, or their reality is going to be replayed? Because every time we remember a memory,
Mm-hmm.
we choose what we embellish that memory. Our brains do it naturally. We don't have to cosmically chant it into what we want to remember. Our brains have this wonderful gift of selecting what we choose to remember.
That's very true.
And they said, and when you see the video, the gorilla was very protective.
That's what I would say in body language, and I would say he was
not
being
aggressive.
protective. He
It was
wasn't
very
aggressive to the
protective.
baby. I think he
No.
was even playing with them, like, where's the mom? That's what I was thinking. He was thinking, you know.
Well, I mean, you know, gorilla babies are made to be drugged through water.
Well,
I mean,
if you see how they take care of their babies, that's how they take care of them.
Take care of their
another
babies.
another issue, people are not looking at the habitat. I mean, the what does a male gorilla do? This baby was in stress and it was in dire need of help. And a male gorilla, this is what they do. They save their clan.
Right.
They will take down a lion for their babies. This is so and this makes it even more sad to me, because in a way he was protecting it until it could be, you know, its mother would come and take care of it, and he was just watching over it.
They pointed. The media is very good about documenting stuff. They pointed out in 1980 something, or maybe it was 1960 something, but years and years ago, this kind of thing happened again in another zoo, and it was a female, and she took the baby to her keepers.
Mm-hmm.
She took the baby to the keepers, so the baby could be rescued.
Well, okay, that's the difference of a male brain and a female. The female brain knew that wasn't her baby and needed to be finding mama. See, that's the way she would think. But a male gorilla is thinking, I need to protect it until mama gets here. That's the difference the way they would think. You see?
Right.
It makes sense to you?
Right, it does make sense. The thing about all of this is we are adding our subjective and our objective opinions, thoughts, or observations.
Mm-hmm.
We are projecting all of this on the situation. We can use this as a remembrance tool,
Yeah.
or a learning tool to see how we walk through life and what we are bringing to every situation. Are we bringing the cosmic police? And if so, that says to me that this is judgment. I did not interfere with the child that was throwing the jelly and the butter containers on the ground. I did not go to that parent and say, I know you're not thinking like this because you have so much more on your mind, that when your child throws this down on the ground, all the footprints of all the people that have been in this restaurant up to this time is now on that butter and container. And by rights and legally, it has to be thrown away. And because that implied that I was making a judgment about their parent skills. And people get very defensive.
Yeah, I could see where this could have gone two ways. It could have gone, there was going to be a fight amongst someone touching someone's child at the gorilla cage. How dare, get your hands off my son. What are you doing? Well, he was on the gorilla cage. No, he wasn't.
I don't care. That's my job, and I'm taking care of this person.
Yeah.
Or do I allow whatever happens to happen? Because in some ways, if somebody is to get sick from touching the butter thing and then putting it on their toast and eating it, am I responsible for that outcome? Are those people, the people who witnessed this and took video phonage of it, is the documentaries or the witnesses responsible?
Okay, I can see where you're going with that. And That just reminds me about when I was in Notre Dame, and I'm sitting there waiting for my ghost crew, right? And I witnessed a visitor from, I guess she's from England, being scammed by some of the street people. And
Right.
I knew what they were doing to her, and I let them do it. But then
But
when
then you stopped them, though.
I
right?
stopped them when she started crying for help.
Right.
I knew what the gypsy guys were doing because they had done it to me. So I was, and maybe in a way I was thinking, well, it's been done to me, so she needs to be done to her. So maybe I think it's what I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking like that, but when she cried for help, that's when I got my big butt up and went over there and took back her money. And I had 8 little gypsy people ready to knife me, but
But
I did it.
our
I stood my
listeners-
ground. You know?
But our listeners do not know that you call yourself affectionately
Affectionately.
a giant in the land of Lilliputian.
I know. I'm the giant amongst
What
small people.
What people don't know is Miss Gayla is from Texas, honey.
Yeah, I'm from
where
Texas.
the hair is big, the bones are big, and the will is big.
The cars are big and everything is big.
It's big. So it's bigger in Texas than any place else in the world.
Right.
And now she lives in France, where she lives.
Everyone
among,
is small. I get on the bus and the
petite.
little tiny chairs and little tiny, everything's tiny.
So that's what this is. What is when our listeners put this picture together. This is where the amusement comes. This is where the smiles are to draw across your face and smile with us. Is the bigger than life energy and joy and compassion that our Gayla has.
Yeah.
And so she walks around the streets of Paris and she goes, "No, gypsy people, I'm here to help. I know what to do," and she saved the day.
Well, yeah, and what's funny, I think I stole money from them because they were grabbing all the money out of her wallet, and she started screaming for help. That's when I intervened, and I saw what they'd done, and I went and I took my hand in their little. They had a bucket where they were keeping money. I took all their money out of it and gave it to her, and they didn't do nothing.
No, because if they did, the police would have got them. And
They would have lost the money anyway.
Right. So in a way, you are the cosmic police, bringing a balance to the place of free will and the place of predestined.
Well, and maybe I should have let the girl get her $20 and $30 stolen. I don't know if that was just, and I don't know if it was fair for me to grab all the money the gypsies had.
But this was a learning lesson. But this was destiny walking into their life, saying, "Hey guys, the gig is up here. You need to find a different way to survive."
Yeah, what's interesting is that these same groups of gypsies, they didn't recognize who I was because they'd already scammed me.
Right.
Well, they didn't take $30, but they took $5. So
Okay, but now let's look at the difference. They see everybody as next.
next, yes,
They see everybody as next.
they didn't
do not
remember who I was.
That's right. But because it was such an experience for you, you had dropped a bookmark in your energy field that if any of this pattern ever showed up again, you knew how to take care of it.
Oh yeah, I had a
So
way
you
out.
remembered them because it was such a strong memory.
But then again, the cosmic police issue, same as the gorilla. Was it right for me to do that? Would it have been right for someone to have stopped the child from going over? And I guess that's judgment. We still have to go on that word that we don't like to talk about, and that's judgment.
Okay, to me, it's like this. Can the outcome you live with? Is the outcome something you can live with? You could not live with the idea of this child falling and not knowing if it's going to fall into its death or falling into the hands of the gorilla.
No, I would have liked him scratching himself on the fence or however he got under or what.
Okay, what I'm saying is that the people who did not interfere have been so desensitized by humanity that they could live with the outcome.
Okay, I got you. And we're out of time already.
Okay, that's good. You got me. There you go.
And that's a very interesting turn on that. I would like to post this. I want to cut this off right now.